It's National Sepsis Awareness Month, and health experts are drawing attention to a deadly disease that's not often discussed. Sarah Masser-Donar has you covered for this edition of Wellness Wednesday.
September is National Sepsis Awareness Month, so it's a good time to dive into how we can recognize and treat sepsis. And a good person to help us do that is SSM Health's Denise Mitton. Thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you for having us.
So let's start out with what exactly is sepsis?
So sepsis is the body's response to infection. So it is a severe response. Normally when you have a local infection, our body releases white blood cells. But in sepsis, what happens is you have an overdrive of these white blood cells, and so our body doesn't turn that off. Normally our body responds by turning off the white blood cells to say, oh, we've got this taken care of. But with sepsis, it continues to release white blood cells, and it sets up a huge inflammation. So this spreads the infection from a local area and becomes systemic, so throughout the entire body, and it starts to affect our body organs and affects the way they function.
And how common is this in the United States?
Unfortunately, it's very common. Every year, about 350,000 people die from sepsis. And so recognizing the signs and symptoms is extremely important. It's not always easy, but if you pay attention to what your body is telling you, you can recognize something is wrong.
So let's talk about that. What is your body telling you when something is wrong? How do you identify this?
Probably the easiest way to think about this and to remember it is to remember the mnemonic time. So T is temperature. Generally, people will have a higher temperature. They may have body shakes, shivers, feel extremely cold. The I is infection, so if you know you have an infection, like you have pneumonia, you have had a GI bug, you know something is going on. The M is mental decline, mental status changes. That's not normal, so if you have those, I would be very concerned about that. And then E is extreme. You feel extremely ill. You never felt this way before. Body aches, just feel the worst you've ever felt in your life. So if you know you have an infection or you suspect you have an infection and have any of those symptoms, that would be the time to seek treatment.
And time is really of the essence.
It is. Yes. It absolutely is, because we want to identify this as sepsis and begin treatment.
So last question for you here, Denise. How can we protect ourselves?
Probably one of the best ways we can protect ourselves is to make sure that, we're going into the flu and cold season, is to make sure you have your immunizations for flu and for pneumonia.
Okay.
Pneumonia is one of the big factors that can lead to sepsis, and so just making sure that you're on top of that, keeping yourself as healthy as you can.
Targeting those things that are the root cause of the sepsis.
Correct.
Is our best way to protect ourselves.
It is.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, Denise, thank you so much. We'll put more information on WKOW.com, resources for folks to go and check out.